Today we are focusing on how to boost flavor in food without adding salt. Sodium is an essential mineral that our body needs. It helps control blood pressure and maintain normal fluid balance. Many people are not aware that most foods contain natural sodium. As a result, there's no need to add salt to boost flavor. There are healthy alternatives. Eating too much sodium can cause high blood pressure, which increases the risk for stroke, heart disease, and kidney disease. So how much sodium is in a pinch of salt? On average, a pinch is about 1/8 of a teaspoon, which contains about 300 milligrams of sodium. According to the Canadian Hypertension Education Program, consider reducing your sodium intake towards 2,000 milligrams per day to decrease blood pressure. If you do add a small amount of salt to your food, be sure to taste it first. An important point to remember is that although there are different types of salt which vary in flavor, coarseness, and even color, they all contain about the same amount of sodium. Over 75% of the sodium we consume comes from processed foods, fast foods, restaurant meals, packaged and ready-to-eat meals. They include deli meat, pizza, cheese, soups, and sauces. Even bakery items, breads, and most breakfast cereals contain sodium, although they may not taste salty. Not to worry, there are lots of lower sodium alternatives that we can add to flavor our foods. We are going to feature some recipes and tips that will enhance flavor without using salt. Let's get started. Pizza is a favorite food for many. Unfortunately, when we buy pizza that is prepackaged, frozen, from a fast food outlet or a restaurant, they are high in sodium. Today we're going to start off with a delicious pizza.
And we're going to show folks at home how they can make it healthily and easily.
And we're going to start off with some dough.
Absolutely. So we're going to start off. I had a bit of a head start because yeast, you've got to get it to work a bit. And so what I've done over here, 1 1/3 cup of warm water. I've put in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon of honey, and a little bag of yeast. And that's the base. We've got 2 cups of all wheat flour.
And that'll add some fiber to the dough.
Yeah, the key thing is in making the dough, don't throw the whole jug of flour at once. You need to start incorporating it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But it's staggering how high the sodium is of ready-to-go pizzas.
So that's great that we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It is possible to get a low-sodium dough ready to go from a supermarket. So you don't have to necessarily go right from ground zero as we are today, but for those that want to start with a healthy base, that is possible. So with the mix now we've got to get the hands dirty.
Okay.
We've got to get in there. Once this has been completed, then put this on the dough on a sheet of parchment paper on a baking tray and just let it rest as we are going to make the sauce, and then we'll deal with the topping.
So David, now that our pizza dough is ready, we're going to start with the tomato sauce.
Absolutely. Some people might purchase the canned sauce ready to go. We're going to show this is easy to make at home. Make your own sauce from scratch. You could jazz it up a bit more with some more seasonings, but I'm putting together something that I think will work for most people. So we're going to start off with our favorite,
Olive oil.
extra virgin olive oil.
So extra virgin olive oil is a great choice because it's an unsaturated fat. It's a healthy fat and it helps lower LDL cholesterol.
I've got cut up Spanish onion that I'm going to saute here, together with some chopped up fresh garlic. So we're going to saute here for a few minutes, and then we're going to add fresh ripe tomatoes.
So this is a good opportunity to lower the sodium content of your tomato sauce by starting off with ripe tomatoes.
Having the fresh ripe tomatoes, you can't meet the flavor of the fresh tomatoes. So
And tomatoes are a good source of lycopene as well, so we're getting some really good food here.
now I'm going to add some flavor.
Okay.
This is the enhancer. Using my Greek oregano, just pure oregano. You can use fresh oregano that you can get at the supermarket. And then I'm using my all-purpose, it's called David Special Steak Rub, but really can be used on everything. I'd use maybe a tablespoon of the oregano, tablespoon of the all-purpose special steak rub. This is going to take a little bit of time because obviously it has to get soft and mushy and become a sauce. But that will happen as we continue to compile our pizza.
And the herbs and spices are nice because they add such great flavor and you don't have to add salt to this meal.
Yep. The added ingredient over here is just some tomato paste.
And again, you could get them in a low sodium version, which will
Absolutely.
lower the sodium content of this recipe.
Yeah. The added ingredient here gives just a little bit of sweetness, teaspoon of sugar. And as you can see, the sauce is coming together very, very nicely. I think we are done, and we're going to now let it rest and cool down before we make our pizza. Now that our sauce is cooled down, and we'll put our beautiful sauce on our homemade pizza. So from here, I am going to sprinkle mozzarella cheese.
So an option could be either use a small amount of block mozzarella, or if you want to reduce the sodium content, use fresh mozzarella balls, also known as bocconcino.
So from here, because we want a nice healthy pizza, decided to come with an array of peppers. We've got green, yellow and red that I've cut up, and I'll get these on the pizza as well.
So they look really colorful, and it's also important to always remember to have lots of fruits and vegetables throughout the day. So this is a good way to load up on vegetables. So that's the benefit of making your homemade pizza, is you get to choose your favorite vegetables and load them up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm really loading up with peppers.
I guess another option could be some steamed rapini or broccoli rabe or spinach. Could that also be an option? Zucchini.
Yep, that would be gorgeous.
Now, meat. We're going to use chicken breast, I think.
Yes, we've got two grilled chicken breasts that I've sprinkled a little bit of my all-purpose steak rub on to give some added flavor. And so I'm going to put slices of the grilled chicken.
So this is a better alternative to processed meats that are typically used on a store-bought prepared type of pizza. They're high in sodium, they're high in nitrates, other preservatives. So this is a great way to reduce the amount of sodium and preservatives that you would typically get in a prepared pizza.
I have the oven on convection, set at 475. Because we have a lot on top and the dough is fairly thick, it's going to take a good half an hour to bake.
Okay.
Well, our pizza's ready.
It looks delicious.
There we are. We're going to put some final touches on it. Got some beautiful baby arugula.
It smells and looks amazing.
Thank you very much. We are done. Enjoy, everybody.